This is the Crowbar, back with Mission 3, Part 2 of my Metal Gear Rising Revengeance guide. We're now on the rooftops, and this portion here presents what is probably the hardest arm to get in the game. One of the little flying guys on this first building here has an arm that you need to chop off. And there's a strategy that works to get this. It's still hard, but this will work more than often than it will fail. Take out all of the just normal enemies here, and then that will leave only the guy on the Revengeance, and that's the guy whose arm you need to cut off. To get it, what you want to do is jump up near him and use blade mode to cut off his feet. That will do enough damage so that he'll be downed on the ground, but not dead. Then, once he's on the ground, you can cut off his arm. After this little fight, you can hop over here and open this chest, and immediately on the other side of those pipes there is another VR mission. In this next building, before going up to the main platform, you can drop down here to get another item box. Finally, jump up here. This will be your introduction to heavy cyborgs. These guys use huge hammers and can deal a lot of damage. They also have a nasty little counter ability that if you try to slide attack them with Y, like I did there, they will immediately block it and counter with a giant unblockable hammer strike that does a whole bunch of damage. Now, aside from that, they're not really too bad. They have a bunch of armor, but they're really slow, and if you start getting damage in on them pretty fast, then you can stun them easily. And like most other humanoid enemies, if you break through the armor on their arms and get it blue, then you can just chop them off. And since their weapons are two-handed, they're not all that threatening once you get an arm off. And these little flying guys, I'm not sure if I've mentioned anything in this guide yet about them. They're really easy to kill. They're just regular enemies, only in the air. And you can just jump up and combo them really easy. Yeah, he also likes to do his big, large, unblockable hammer attack at the end of a 3-hit combo, too. And those are really the only attacks that this guy has. Now, there's an enemy up on this ledge up here that somehow didn't hear all the dying that was going on down here. And you can sneak up on him pretty easily. And depending on your difficulty, if he spots you, he might actually summon a helicopter. So I just popped up here and pop in a box for a second and wait for him to come around and turn his back to you. And you want to have a good full meter of energy when you pop over to this next building, because you're going to need to blade mode right when you jump down here. One of these winged vehicles here has data inside of it. It was that one there. You can try to shoot it, but the easiest way I've found is to just jump forward as it's flying near you, and blade mode slice it out of the air. And then once it's dead, it'll drop the data storage. And you can also see on the far end of this platform here that there are a couple enemies guarding a civilian, and one of those enemies also has an arm that you need to chop off. And, you know, always remember that once you get data or once you get an arm, that you have that forever, and even if you reload a checkpoint, you'll have it. So if it takes you a couple tries to get both the arm and the data there, you're totally fine. And easiest way to rescue the civilian is to shoot a rocket launcher at him. You can't actually damage civilians, so by shooting that, you stun both of the guys there, and they'll immediately turn their attention on you. And once all the enemies are dead, come over and talk to the civilian, and he'll run away, and you'll get this counted.
Thank you. Oh God, thank you. Don't let those fuckers get away with this, okay? Thank you so much.
You cannot proceed any further via the rooftops. There is a freight railroad underground. The elevator ahead will take you to it.
Chop through the gate here, and then cut the cables in the elevator shaft, and you'll fall down into the next area. This next area is an underground subway, and it's completely pitch black that you can see with your AR vision. However, there's an achievement for getting through here without using your AR vision. I would recommend just coming back and getting that later, because there are also collectible items here, and it's kind of hard to get those if you're not using your AR vision to see. But if you want to sort of use my video here as a surrogate sight to get through that, then, I mean, I suppose that'd work too. But easiest way to get that achievement is to just come back through here and rush through. And there's a few geckos, few dwarf geckos, patrolling this area, and there are also some mastiffs. And the mastiffs are the hard part, and those are what you really need to watch out for, especially these two first ones right here. They're kind of in an odd visual range where they can watch each other's backs really easily, and I actually mess up and get caught here, but there's really not much of a penalty for doing so. And what I should have done was wait for that guy to get all the way to the end of the platform, and then turn around and kill him. Because I was too close to the other one when I did kill him, and he saw me. And now the next collectible item is by the next Mastiff here. And this guy's all by himself, so he's pretty easy to sneak up and kill. He will occasionally jump up on the wall and do a little observation around, so watch for that. And then right down behind him, you'll find a data storage. Now, on top of this train car, you're going to find the dwarf geckos. And there's pretty much no way to get through here without getting seen by them, unless you shoot them down with a rocket or a homing missile first. But there's also no penalty to getting caught by them. And there are 2 Mastiffs in this area, but they're not close to each other. And right when you jump down here, you'll be able to find another VR mission unlock.
There is a maintenance shaft up ahead. Use it to return to the surface.
Now, the other Mastiff is up on this platform here, and along with him, there are also a couple of geckos up on the roof, too. Or a couple of dwarf geckos up on the roof. And those guys will see you if you go up there and try to sneak up on him. So the easy way to do it is to shoot the one over on this side, and then jump up and wait for the Mastiff to move around to a good point where you can stealth kill it. Or, if you want to save time, you could just go up and fight them. If you're getting through the subway, you can come over and open the shutter here, and then head up the stairs. But before you do that, you want to head back down over here, because you're going to find another humanoid gecko. And as I understand it, the achievement for killing all of those is kind of glitchy. You're supposed to, if you want that achievement or trophy, you're supposed to try to get them all in one go. So get every humanoid gecko from mission 2 to mission 7 without quitting or choosing a mission from the main menu. Which, obviously, if this is your first time through the game, you might not get that. But it's easy to go through again on an easier difficulty once you've completed it.
About time.
Proceed. Those do not
Sure.
ride.
Remind.
And once you're out of the subway, you can cut through this door, and then grab this VR over here, and this is going to be the end of my second video, and I'll pick this back up in the third one.